All right, here we go. Thanks for joining us for Exploring Telepathy on June 20th, 2026. I'm your host, Kevin Young, and I'm an intuitive coach and all sorts of other fun stuff. And as part of the Autism Telepathy Conversations community, we have these free calls every other week or so just to chat about telepathy. And really, telepathy is just kind of this intro point to the broader conversation of how to get into a connective state where you can communicate non-physically with each other and with higher consciousness, open up guidance, open up direction, open up connection, and really live from a more inner guided place where you're essentially communing with broader consciousness and being guided towards the things that light you up the most. Higher self, I was thinking about this earlier today. The higher self part of us is who we really are. And since it's always with us and has the broader multidimensional view, it knows what we want. It knows the desires we've been emitting as we move forward and trying to move forward towards in our physical lives. And it's constantly sending us guiding impulses to look here, go there, talk to that person, go to the store at this point. And the question is whether we listen to that or not. And so our journey here on this call is as much about finding our way back to that connective state within so that we can get the guidance. And then by extension, so we can communicate telepathically with whoever is important to us, including nature, including past loved ones, which I have one of, as I was mentioning earlier, a few weeks ago. My 95-year-old father transitioned and now is with me in that pure positive state, which is pretty wild considering the state he was in before he transitioned. But it's all perfect. And so that's what we're going to do today. Nothing serious is going on. You can't get it wrong. Please join in if there's something you want to say, experience you want to share. We don't do any real teaching or coaching on this call. It's just more about being present and asking questions and curiosity and relaxation, chilling out and getting into the frequency of higher consciousness and seeing where we can take it. Like I said, there's no goal here. So everybody knows how Zoom works. Raise your hand if you want to jump in the conversation or just share something or put it in the chat if you don't feel like coming on camera or communicating. All communications are welcome. So today will be, as we usually do, we're doing our intro meditation. I see Melissa's here, and yay, she'll be guiding us with that so we can even more synchronize ourselves into this sort of higher presence and frequency. So we have more fun with synchronicities and connection. And then we'll chat about whatever comes up, whatever is on our mind in this category, in this topic. And then we'll do another meditation, which I will lead, brief one, so we can get back into the telepathic state even more and see what communication we can get. If there's anyone you want to communicate with, if there's a message you feel like opening up to and receiving from nature, animals, from past loved ones, it's up to you. Is what you're guided to open up to is what's the most important thing. I even if it doesn't make sense to your brain, my invitation is to explore that. This is a perfect environment to do that. It's safe, supportive. So you can just relax into it and see what happens. There's lots of synchronicities going on. And after we do the meditation, I'd like to get into opening up to even more synchronicities within our lives. Because again, that's the guidance from broader consciousness trying to assist us towards the things it knows that we already want. So opening up that channel, noticing them in the present moment, and then moving, taking action on the synchronicity is how you close the loop to living a really spiritually guided, high frequency life of your own desires. And we're just starting to explore that even more now.
And
Oh,
how
one
to
of
close and
wait,
how to close the loop
close
to
it.
experience telepathy.
Yeah, exactly. And any other communication. Something that came through in a channeling, and maybe this will help when we go into the meditations, that I wasn't aware of myself because I'm not telepathic in the sense that I can communicate verbally with somebody, non-physically. I have other, spiritual connective gifts, and so there's been a part of me which felt a little bit sort of restricted, like I haven't gotten to this point yet, And then the self-doubt sometimes, like, why am I even holding an exploring telepathy call if I'm not telepathic in the traditional sense? well, again, because I do have other skills which can lead us to that, but telepathy is the entry point to a much broader conversation. And that I feel very comfortable with. So then I can allow myself to do that. And that's why I'm here. But the thing that I learned, which was really important in a channeling session I had with Melissa just last week, was that I was asking that question. Like birds are my one of my go-tos here. They show up when we have bird feeders. They show up. They drop in a few feet from me, like what happened a few days ago, and just sit on the table I'm sitting at and just stare at me for a minute and then take off. And I'm thinking, what's the message? What I didn't hear anything, or what are they trying to say? And what the channeling the guides told me was that I'm in a place where it's more important for me to open up to clairsentience and claircognizance. Clairsentience is feeling something in the body, as opposed to seeing clairvoyance or hearing something clairaudient. My most important thing for me is to deepen the clairsentience part of me, which is natural, but it's been muted for a long part of my life, and also the claircognizance part, the knowing. And when I connect with an animal and I'm looking into their eyes, they're looking into my eyes, I have a knowing of that connection. And but then my brain goes, but what's the message? Well, that was the message. So I'm inviting you all that when we go into these meditations and throughout the call to just notice your natural inclination for connection. Don't try to make it something you think that would be considered the right connection, because there isn't a right connection for anyone else. There's only your right connection, and that's what feels good to you. The end. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say on that. So Melissa, you ready to rock and roll the meditation?
Yes, I am. We're up at the camper and
Yeah, you're losing your
before
video
I,
already here. Can you turn off your
okay,
video
let
while you
me
do
turn it
meditation?
off.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah, I was hearing a buzzing in here. And so I was like, what is it? I could tell it was a bee, a wasp, or something. And then as soon as you started the call, I looked down on the floor and there it was crawling. So I could find it. And just let it out. And the wasp said, like, thank you, because it's a wasp. For welcome all forms of nature into your place, and I let it out kindly. But his message was, even the wasp can be here too, joining us.
Isn't that nice? All
Mm-hmm.
is well, right?
Mm-hmm. Good message to start the morning from
Yeah.
a wasp, where everybody's afraid of and think, oh, they're gonna hurt. And I just grabbed a paper towel and I let it outside into the flowers and said, "Be on your merry way today." And
Oh,
which normally I would have swatted it and put it in the garbage can, and that is something I've been doing for the last year and a half or two, is letting all, unless it's impossible, but letting all nature out of the house now, instead
mm.
of letting it go to its death. So anyways, it's a great day. Yeah, it's a great day to be here today. The summer solstice is tomorrow.
Mm.
So the longest day of the year here. How beautiful is that? We can all join together. And if everybody, we're going to do a little meditation here to take us into see who we might meet on our journey today. So when everyone's ready, we'll just settle in here. Get yourself comfortable. Just relaxing and settling into this beautiful space with all of us here today. If you feel so inclined, close your eyes and just take a nice slow breath in. A nice gentle exhale. And again, another nice breath in. And breathing out. Just allow your body to settle into the space. Your mind to just soften. There's nowhere to be and there's nothing to do but just simply arrive here in this beautiful space. The birds are chirping, nature's happy, we're all here together. Now begin to imagine yourself just standing barefoot upon Mother Earth. Just feel the ground beneath your feet. Solid and steady. Mother Earth is alive. Just notice that the earth, it's not beneath you. Mother Earth is with you. She's supporting you, holding you. She's welcoming you. Take a nice breath in and just feel yourself becoming present with Mother Earth. Now bring your awareness to your heart center. Just imagine a nice warm light glowing there. A gentle golden light. And with every breath, this light grows brighter. It's expanding through your chest, your body, your whole energy field is this beautiful golden light. This is the light that your connection is to all living things. It's not something that we're creating. It's something we're remembering. Now imagine these thin threads of light extending from your heart. One is reaching out to the trees, and one light is going into the sky, and one of the lights is going to Mother Earth, and one of these beautiful lights are going to the animals that we share the world with. Just notice there's no effort. This connection already exists. You are just simply becoming aware of it. Now feel this soft breeze moving around you. The wind has traveled across forests and rivers, the mountains, and the oceans. And now the wind arrives here. Just imagine this breeze is gently carrying away anything that tells you that connection is difficult. It's releasing any doubt, any pressure. Just allow it to drift away. It's floating by. You don't have to force communication. You only have to become present. Now notice if any animals are approaching you. It might be one you know, or an animal you've never met. Just allow them to appear. Just notice how they feel. Not specifically what they look like, but how they feel. What does their energy feel like? Their presence with you. Their essence. Allow yourself to sit beside them, heart to heart. No words are needed. No expectation. Just this beautiful connection. And then ask them, what would you like me to remember today? Then listen to see what they have to say to you. Maybe you receive a feeling. Maybe a color shows up to you. Maybe you feel a certain sensation or a specific memory comes to you. Maybe you just feel nice and calm and peaceful. Just trust whatever arrives. Now notice beyond this animal that you're with. There's many birds in the sky. You hear creatures in the forest. The animals in the ocean. Sensing animals in spirit. We're all connected through the same web of life. That same life force moving through them is moving through you also. Take a nice breath in and feel that truth. We aren't separate from nature. We aren't separate from the animals. You are all part of this living conversation. We always are. This is who we are. Now take a nice final breath into your heart space and repeat, I am connected. I am listening. I am part of the living web of life. We are all connected by these beautiful threads of light, bringing us all into one living consciousness. Just feel that feeling in your body. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back into the room and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and carry this beautiful feeling of connection with you throughout this call and the weekend and the days to come.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Needed that. So easy to let the mind take over. The reminders to keep coming back are so important. Right, go ahead.
It sure is. It's a daily work, but we get better every time we do it.
Yeah, that's the key. Is not making ourselves wrong when it's not working, just allowing us to.
That shame, throwing shame out the window.
Yeah, that's right. Toss that shame away. That was, it's interesting you say that, and then we'll go to the chat here in a sec. But probably the largest thing that's come out of my father's passing was the degree of shame that I've carried. And I've worked through it. I've had hundreds of healing sessions, the latest ones with Melissa here through channeling to release that. And yet there's still subtle moments where I'm feeling the need to justify or explain something or defend myself. We call it justify, explain, defend, JED. Catch yourself when you're doing that and you know that you're responding to somebody else in your head that you've learned to defend yourself against. And I'm the executor of this state. There's other family members involved, but we have to go over to his apartment, and Suzanne and I have been cleaning things out, and then those family will get involved. But I have to do the financial stuff because I'm the fiduciary. And going over there, you just start to, doesn't matter how much work you do, you can start to slip back into memory patterns. You see a picture, or you look his writing, or the 10 boxes of file folders that he kept on everything that happened since 1992 are all neatly organized. And just remembering there was that tight control that he needed in order to survive his own upbringing, and which he then barfed all over me and when I was young. And as much work as you can do until you're really back in the situations, this is what my big awareness in the last 3 weeks that this has been going on, is that even just being immersed in the energy, the environment, he's not even physically there, can bring up the latent pieces you haven't dealt with. And which is all okay. It's like, this is what you want. You don't want to run away from the things that you're still suffering from. You want to be able to be present with them and get support like I have with Melissa or whoever, so that you can face them, feel them, and release them, and let yourself know they're not true anymore. So that subtle shift has been really important. I've had some really rotten days. Some other family stuff comes up then and it adds to that. And yet the other side, as Suzanne was saying at the beginning, is so expansive, so evolutionary for me, that I feel so much more clear in who I am as a result of now facing even some of the deeper things and knowing that, hey, I got here. I'm still here. I learned something. I learned a lot from this experience, which was my intention before I came in. I know that now. And his angry energy, which I pushed away 7 years ago, I estranged myself from him because I couldn't heal when he was around. Suddenly that his whole negative energy is gone. It went with the body, the consciousness in the body. And he's been with me since then. But the part of him that is the pure positive that we all have, his in higher self. And as long as I don't associate the face or the physical outline with that feeling, then I'm not only safe, but I feel supported and guided because he's in that state. He's pure positive back to himself. And I have, when I've been over there by myself, usually Suzanne comes, but sometimes I'm there by myself and I can get into a sort of a state. If I just let go, I actually feel guidance. I feel like I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I kept hearing that from his own life. And that to me is like, yeah, of course, you weren't free. You, of course, barfed it on me because that's all you knew how to do. And now it's my journey to be free. I'm going to do it before I transition, but whatever, it doesn't matter when it happens. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that a little bit. So, Verena, what was your experience in the meditation, or what's come up for you?
First of all, I want to say sorry for your loss, Kevin.
And my gain.
And your gain, exactly, like this
Thank
new
you.
opportunity of connection
Yes.
that comes with that. Earlier I saw a video by Sarah Landon where she talked about her dad passing, which is like and that was very interesting to me as well, and that might be something you'd enjoy as well. But what I wanted to say, Melissa, thank you so much for the meditation. And I really felt like Lady Gaia energy come up in the beginning, and I really needed that because I feel like I've been pushing myself very hard and I've been hard on myself. And this and she just said let me take care of things too, kind of like let the energy come through me, let the energy come through other people, you don't have to do it all alone, and that was very helpful. And then when it came to the meeting an animal, I felt like this huge eagle come up and grab me and take me up with him. And it was really, really powerful when you said ask for a message. It I could really feel into the eagle energy. And I don't even know what that is. Is that remote viewing, or is that transgression? I don't know, but it's I could be he invited me into this eagle energy of looking the presence, the flying, the freedom, and the confidence also. And then that was really, really scary because it's now you have to kill. And I was you are here, you're present. It's not ungodly to kill, because this is something obviously everything that we eat and consume has to be killed. We've outsourced that to we don't theoretically we kill a salad or we kill a tomato too when we eat it. But most of the killing we have outsourced, and the act of, but our life, we take life in order to be life. And this is the most godliest and the most holy thing. But still, I definitely have my limitations in taking up space when I feel I'm taking, away space from others in that moment, which is my personal battle that I'm going through right now. And so this eagle being there and saying be present, be peace, be focused, be confident, and go in on what you want, no matter, even if it causes other people to feel stressed, even if it causes any kind of commotion with people, but it is your right. This is what you came here to do. You have to, you have to go in for the kill, metaphorically, and allow yourself to be in that energy.
Wow.
So that was a powerful message.
Oh, I love it. I'm resonating with that one because that is my this year is that transition out of the fear of being seen, the fear of hurting someone's feelings or whatever, and knowing that I'm here to pursue my journey. And it's not that I don't care, and I know it's not that you don't care about others. You want to help. You are a teacher and a coach and all of that. But sometimes what I've discovered, something Bashar said once, he said, you don't rob people of the consequences of their actions. Because by pulling it back and absorbing it, as opposed to just standing and being yourself as whatever comes up for you. And that doesn't mean we blame them or attack them necessarily, but it means being yourself so that they can see that they're out of alignment. And then that gives them the opportunity to heal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow, that's very powerful. Boy, that eagle metaphor, eagles have always been a favorite of mine as well. And boy, but when you describe that, Verena, I'm just feeling it.
Yeah, because I was feeling it, and I think that's it's really something I don't even know how to describe, because I can literally like see through the eyes of the animal in that moment and like feel, and I hear, and it's like it's so connected.
That might be the clairsentience I was talking about
Exactly.
earlier that I'm going through. It's like you
Yeah.
don't have to have words, but although you got words, but you're literally in the feeling place of that connection.
I also have that with like family members when they're sick, that I'm feeling it. Like, and that's something that I really had to learn to like understand, that I'm not, because then I feel the symptoms and I'm like, am I sick? But I'm not. I'm just feeling the symptoms. So like to distinguish that and to move in and out of that, and to also put my boundaries up to not feel everything. But yeah.
Well, that's so great. That is, and I didn't know this either myself at first. But anything that we feel and experience is reflective of the energy we're at. And of course, if somebody else is sick and you're feeling that, then you're at a vibrational level where you're picking that up in the moment. It's just reflection. It's not a judgment. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just, oh, well, I'm down at that frequency. What does that mean? Does it feel bad? Okay, well, then I got to do something to work on myself. But if it doesn't feel bad, if you're picking up somebody else's illness, then there's probably a connection of helping them to heal that may want to unfold. There's one thing I never understood. Again, I heard it from Abraham, I think. They said that you're always matching up with somebody for your most optimal experience. The reflection is always there to help you move forward. And that's why a teacher who knows something and a pupil who doesn't still vibrationally match, because both of their needs are being brought together in a connective synchronistic moment. So it's only and always about what we feel, and then act based on what feels best and move in that direction, and let everybody else have their own experience. That's brilliant. I love it. Thanks for sharing, Verena.
Of course. Thank you.
And I loved your post. I read your post earlier about the pride experience and so forth. And if you haven't seen it, guys, go to Verena's Facebook page. She's got a really, really very informative and amazing experience with what it took you to get to this point, being not only neurodivergent, but gay as well. And that's a hard thing to do. Both of those are hard to do in this world. And you're doing them both. I mean, as a physical expression of yourself. And look at where you've come and how much you can share. To me, that's the essence of having overcome the challenges that we came into and truly starting to express that. You know, even though it's scary, I have no doubt that there's still times you probably freak out when you think, "God, did I just put that on the public page?"
Well, I think with autism often comes the kind of like fearlessness that can sometimes border into stupidity, but like like there's this like general trust, that trusting, and so far this has been okay. But like what I didn't write in that post was that when I ran this organization, and I ran it as sharing from a place of privilege, right? Like I am a Western person living safe as a queer person. Like I don't have any death threats. Like I might not have all the same legal rights, but I'm at least like physically safe. And so I opened it for people from other places to share their story, who couldn't do it in their countries, who couldn't do it in the place that they're living. But so that because I cannot change the political situation of the world, I cannot change the circumstances, but I can create a platform from where I am, where people can share their stories anonymously if they want to, for their safety. But what I didn't take into consideration in this was that a lot of people have too much trust as well. And so people shared their stories and later like possibly were killed because of the organizations that I started, because They
But
didn't pay.
but you understand it's not because of the organization you started. It's because that's the vibration that they were on, and
No,
your
of course,
organization was helping.
but that was the part that I had to overcome, like much more, because in that moment, like 20 years ago, I wasn't where I am today. And I wanted to go out into the world, and I wanted to contribute, and I wanted to share, and I wanted to help other people, and I wanted to empower other people, but I didn't have the inner wisdom and stability yet to see through all of that, and to be like also guiding people who publish something, not just accepting things, but like to be a responsible presenter of this platform, basically. And so that was the biggest learning I had from this phase, because I eventually took it down, because the internet is so slow when it comes to deleting content. In order to get people, like, once something is in Google, like, it's impossible to get it back out, like, in a fast period of time. And eventually I had to take down the whole website just to not put people in danger anymore.
Well, you're
Because
still taking responsibility for their
I took,
experiences.
like, that was back then.
Yeah.
But but it helped me to be where I am now, because I had to make peace with that in one way or another, right? And I had to find out that I wasn't responsible for it, that this was just a part of the storyline that everybody was living. But yeah, like it taught me a lot about responsibility.
Self-responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's brilliant. That's, I think, one of the hardest things that we as a society are going. That's why there's so much turmoil right now, is we're still, a lot of us are taught that it's somebody else's fault that we have this experience or we have this feeling or whatever. And on the surface, if you look at only the physical movings around, it can look like, yes, this person did that to that person, or this person said that person had a reaction. It's got to be the perpetrator's fault. When at a vibrational, if you can just move up to the higher vibrational level and seeing that it's all reflection of the internal vibration, that you just come together to match, and you can't enter somebody else's field. You're just reflecting into them what they're doing to themselves. So physically, it doesn't look that way, but you got to get up beyond that frequency to actually start to see how the pieces are moving, and that it's all perfect. Higher consciousness, we're all eternal, indestructible, infinite beings, just playing a little game in disconnected bodysuits that can only see through these five limited senses. And so we're in a very constricted world for a little while, but it's because we want to focus in a very constricted way on something that's important to us. Otherwise, there'd be no point in being here. There wasn't some benefit. Oh, I love these conversations. Thanks for sharing, Verena. Annalie, you've been waiting patiently. What was your experience? What would you like to share?
There we go.
There you are.
Hey,
Good to see you
first
again.
of all, yeah, good to see you guys too, all of you. I wasn't at the last session, and so I didn't know about your dad, Kevin, and I want to say I'm happy for you that you have found each other on a different level, different energy.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I know you can relate to that.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Appreciate that.
So yeah, and thank you, Melissa. I'm really happy that I that I could join today, because this meditation was exactly what I needed right now, right here and now. So I've been in a lot of stress lately, and it's not negative. Actually, it's because I've been moving, and it's a really big thing. I don't know, I'm almost crying now, because I mean, this is what I have been working for the last 6 months, and this is what I've been looking for decades. So it's really a dream coming true.
And to be
But
clear to everybody else, Annalie just bought a new farm and moved her horses there, or in the process.
Yeah,
Or are you
they
there?
are here now.
Okay.
I'm here now. I'm here, and I still have a lot of mess to clean up in my old place. So that's part of my stress, because I can't really see how I can leave here and leave the horses for a day and then come back and then leave the horses for a day, because it's, yeah, a lot of things going on. And it's been, I feel like I've been so stressed, and now when I'm here, I can feel this stress kind of pouring off of me, and I'm going into some other mode where I'm just but this morning was really stressful because the horses were in total stress. They were haunted by this huge biting flies, and so I have kind of things to just clear up, how I can manage their life here. Everything is different. It's going to be really, really good for all of us. But everything is different and everything is new for me, for 5 cats, for 4 horses, and it's a big thing to kind of find my place and their place within. And so I'm not going to keep on with that story, because the meditation was just amazing. And I just got in. I lost the internet a few times, and I just got in the house when you started the meditation, Melissa, and I just felt this calm and the connection to earth and to the trees and to the animals and to everything just, flowing through me. And it was just so wonderful. And when you ask this animal to come through, or when this animal came through, it was actually just not what I would have expected. It was a big chimpanzee. And their style, and there was one of them, but behind him or her, I think it was a him, behind him there was, like, I don't know, half a dozen or a dozen chimpanzees as well. But this one came to me, and in his playful way, like, they check out things, and he came checking my hair and came just curious about things. Oh, what's this, and how do I deal with this, and so what he said to me was, I didn't write it down, but be happy, be childish, be playful, be curious, have fun, enjoy life, breathe, be calm, be harmonious. And that was, it went straight to my heart. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
I'm gonna keep crying.
All right. Well, we're all sending you a lot of healing, supportive energy, Adelie.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the story of so many of us this year. It's the darkest stuff. We got to move through it so we can transform, transmute, and get the benefit out of it. Annalie's becoming a master at this. We've known each other for a number of years, and she's just she keeps showing up. I think to me that's the message: is you just keep showing up, and you face what comes up. You cry, you scream, you whatever, curl up in a little ball, and then you get over it as quickly as you can release it, and then remember your tools, remember what you've learned and who you really are. Come to a call like this, remind you of who you really are, and then you just get up and And as you do that, the muscle has been built a little stronger around the going through it, knowing that it's okay to surrender to the pain. So the other side will be even better. And then you come out to the other side. Hey, I'm a little stronger right now. Things are working better. Oh, I just released a ton of stuff just in one short moment. And what's amazing to me, still amazes me, is that it's an exponential shift so often. Like nothing is working, and then you have one of these breakdown moments, and everything comes to a climax. It can just be one night, sleepless night. I've had a few of those in the last 3 weeks, and then a bunch of things start working the next day that weren't working because it's sort of like once you let go of this dense level that you're at that's been building up, you're back into connection, and when you're in connection, all of the guidance is available. Every problem, the solutions that are waiting there that have been created when the problem was created, the solution is always created from a vibrational perspective. Now you can suddenly move much faster in a bunch of different directions at once because you've released that connective block, which then moves you into the connection. Yeah. That to me gives me lots of hope when I'm in those dark moments. And I think, why am I still here? What am I doing on this planet? I'm done with this crap. And then I remember, oh yeah, but if I get through this, then things will all break free. And then they do. And then you just practice. It's like anything. You practice and then you kind of remind yourself and then it gets easier. Go ahead, Suze.
Wow, I resonated with every single thing everyone has said. I'll start with you, Melissa. I love the meditation. Even when you first said go into your heart space, and immediately I felt or heard the word heart light, and immediately I saw just streams of light going out from me to every human being on earth, every plant, every animal, everything out into the universe, everything that's out there. I was just an amazing amount of streams of light everywhere, which was pretty cool. And just like Verena, I also right on in the beginning felt the Gaia energy. I mean, I just felt, I know when I need to be comforted, when I'm feeling down, which, man, with going through this with Kevin, the ups and downs have been so extreme. I mean, never did I think, because I didn't have much of a relationship with him. I knew him for the last, whatever, 20 years.
My dad.
Yeah, him, the one that just passed away.
Yeah.
That him. And I didn't have the relationship that Kevin had with him. So I only saw the really sweet, wonderful, all loving side of him when he was with me. And yet I'd heard for all the years of what Kevin had gone through. So it was when he passed, I thought, what a relief. What a relief. Because it was so confusion to me, the way he was with me and knowing how he was with Kevin. And I was just relieved, like, oh, thank goodness he's out of the body that was causing him turmoil inside that made him be the reflected his actions throughout his life. Anyways, it was a huge relief. And little did I think that I would have just such big ups and downs. But I would get to the point when we would go over there. I mean, I would go with Kevin many times. He went alone because I think he saw how it was just getting to me. When we get into the apartment, it was dark and dreary and dusty and hoarding feeling. And I took it on. I became depressed very quickly. It was like, whoa. So when we would go home, then I would let myself be affected. I take responsibility for that. But I didn't think that I was going to go there. So anyways, and then on the other hand, I know exactly how to bring myself back to center. And I go outside on my patio and I see the birds and the bees and the animals. And we have these cute three little junior black squirrels that are just full of fun and laughter. Like you were saying, Annalie, like the message you got, just be playful. And today I thought, well, before we have our call, I'm just going to go out there and just absorb what I can, and let's just be peaceful. So when I went out there, immediately I took some breaths, got my journaling book ready, and these three little black squirrels came running up, just romping and having fun. One jumped in, and I just spent all day yesterday, which made me exhausted. That's why I wanted to get centered this morning, planting tons of flowers and getting new plants that I put in in pots on the patio, making it the place I love in the summer. And anyways, the squirrels came up, and they're not like the big squirrels adult. They're just having so much fun. So they chased each other. One ran up our bird feeder post, but he didn't disturb anything. It had a plant hanging on it and a hummingbird feeder. He could care less about that, so he went back down. And then he went over to the newly potted plants, which he had knocked over yesterday, and I just observed him. And he jumped up, he looked in the pot. That's not, I don't care about that. And then the other ones went over to the regular bird feeder where all the seed is that they like to eat. They were just having so much fun. And then one of them came right up next to me, 1 foot away from me, and ate some seed that Kevin put on the doorstep where we sit. And I looked at him, and he wasn't scared. And I thought, yeah, have fun. Go ahead, eat those seeds, not a problem. I'm just having a nice time here. And I just had this little fun, like, it was just a little fun thing. So I loved your message, Annalie, about life is really about having fun. And then I thought at one point when I was so depressed after we had, with these wide swings I'm going through, I think I'm going crazy, and why am I here? What's going on? And I went to my photos in my phone, and it stabbed on Olivia, our little granddaughter, which always makes me smile, even though right now we're going through a difficult time with that family too. Like there's so much discord going on with all of our families. I feel so alone sometimes, but no, thank God I'm not. Kevin and I have each other, which we always appreciate, and we're hugging more than we ever, and said more loving words than we've ever said in a long time. Like, oh, I'm so thankful we're together to get through this experience. So anyway, this picture of Olivia, and you can go onto my regular Facebook page. I put on there, we had taken her out a couple of years ago, maybe it was just last year, and to her favorite restaurant. And she was trying to be a good little girl and be patient. I always bring stuff for her to play with while we're waiting for the food, but she took all the coasters, just the little square coasters that the place puts out to put under your cup. And she put one in it, so she wears glasses. So she put one up here in her glasses and one down here, and she had them all over her face. It was so funny. It just made me laugh. She has so much fun with Kevin. I just always observed and I realized with that awareness, she brings so much joy to all of us, but especially to Kevin. And I had that moment when I saw her picture. I thought, again, life's about having fun. We get all too serious. So I posted it on Facebook and said, glad we have our granddaughter to remind us how life is just about having fun. I got lots of nice comments, lots of people saying, "Oh, you look like you're just having so much fun." And in that moment, I really was. But I'm more serious with her, and Kevin is just always fun, fun, fun. And then I had one more awareness, and I'll open up the floor to anybody else. And it's all because of his dad transitioning, because I hadn't really thought about this. But one of the things, there we go. Look at her. You cannot laugh at that. Yeah, she was a couple years ago because she just lost her front teeth and everything. So I thought, well, that totally got me off guard. Oh, here's my awareness. One of the things I've had my whole entire life, it's a childhood misunderstanding in my own mind. It's a false belief. It's not the truth. That's what I took on as a little one. My job here on earth is to make everyone else happy. Whatever I can do to make you smile and be happy, that's what I got to do. And then I can be happy someday. But first, I'll go on the back burner. I didn't even know that word back when I was little, but it's all about making everyone else happy. And then when I would do that and things wouldn't work out, then the other theme that I've had my whole life is I'm so alone. What's wrong with me? I'm so alone. So looking at that picture with Olivia, I had the awareness. One of the things that attracted me to Kevin, and he has his own things that attracted him to me, but here was a man who was quiet, more of an introvert, so different than the other men, but gentle, easy to talk with, kind, open-minded. But yet I saw him, when we started talking about our lives, see him fall into depression. And here's my thinking at the time, which I now just finally got at peace with, like, let it go, Suzanne. Whatever I can do to make this man happy, I know I can do it. Like, I just took it on, like, his happiness is the most important thing to me when we first met than anything else. Because if I can make him happy, then I won't ever be alone. I'll be happy. All these years, we've been together 19 years. I mean, I've learned that that's not my job anymore. I learned it long ago, but yeah, I fall back in the pattern. And then I had the awareness. One of the patterns I had with our latest little one of our grandchildren, there was like 22. She and Kevin had a total connection when she was little, 3 and 4, and they played all the time. And I was so happy that that was the joy Kevin shared with her. And then that came to an end. And now we have it with Olivia, who's 6, and all of her little life. And then I realized I have to let go of trying to line up times when we can babysit Olivia with a daughter-in-law that doesn't resonate with me all the time, and try and squeeze it in her busy life that we can have a few moments with Olivia. What, in hindsight, so Kevin can have a few more moments of joy. And I thought, that's that. I gotta stop that. Drop his happiness, my happiness. It all comes from within. And I just let that go. I still, of course, will always want to make him happy. I also know,
Good luck.
yeah, I know that's difficult and it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I got to make myself happy. So when I released that, I said, thank you, God, thank you, universe, for that nice awareness. And it took his dad's passing and that picture of Olivia and all the things you've all said today to bring me to the place where I I love what I know. And I just like you, Verena, or anyone else, I just want to share what I've learned with other people so they don't have to wait till they're my age to finally figure it out. Like, you can be your true, authentic self and love you unconditionally. It's a learning process, but when we let go of all of the things that have been programmed into us to believe, when we can be aware, like, oh, that's an old story. Bye bye. That helped me back then when I didn't know any different. It 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 it's a trigger now and it's nothing. Let those go. I mean, those are the things I want to do with the remaining part of my life, just to help others have these awarenesses. And that's why I love writing and like being on this call. And I guess I've rambled on long enough, but anyways,
That's a powerful
that's
set of
where I am.
awarenesses. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's coming to me, like right before you started talking. It's how just the release of one big chunk of something, and suddenly like all the flow points start to open up, and you get all the stuff at once. I mean, what a perfect illustration.
I know.
What a wonderful experience.
I'm good. My heart light is shining and I'm happy.
That's pretty obvious. I'm the lucky one who gets to be around it all the time. And for those who maybe don't have anybody, well, you have a call here and you have a
That's
community.
right.
And there's 18,500 of us in this particular Facebook community who are all going through versions of this.
And we went out to one of our high moments, one of my high moments was just yesterday, Friday, when we went to, I'm getting tears now, when we went to clean out his dad's place one more time, just for one last hour. And I really realized I'm so done with that. I'm just so sick of it. And I also thought, Annalie, something that helped me get at peace with how horrible it is to walk away from that mess and not have it really totally cleaned up because of Kevin being the executor, and we want it to go perfectly. And then I thought, and I think I said this to you, Kevin, when we went out to eat, and I turned into this happy little soul that I really am. All of a sudden, I switched, and I was talking with people and having fun. But I mean, he paid a security deposit, and you might not have that where you lived on a lead before. But I thought, what if we don't clean it up? What if we just take what we need, or little few little things we might want to get through being the executor of his trust, and then we just leave the mess, and they can keep his security deposit. It was only an apartment, and they can pay someone to clean it up. Like, why do we have to feel like we have to clean it up? That's so heavy. It's so hard. And Annalie, when you're saying, I don't want to leave my horses, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe there's someone that can help you clean that up so you don't have to leave your horses. Just a thought, but that's what I was thinking, exactly what I was thinking of his place his apartment was in. And it's not the big place you lived in, I think, that you rented, Annalie, but I thought there's help when we ask. There's help out there, and
And
maybe
allow.
yeah, and maybe the eagle will lead you to the eagle energy will lead you to the solution, so you don't have to go back, and you can be with your horses. and let them and all of you transition to that beautiful place that you're in now. Like, let's have some fun there.
That's all. I have some fun.
Yeah.
Someday we're all gonna
We're gonna manifest so much money. We're coming over to have fun with you, Annalie.
Yeah, at some point we're coming to Sweden.
We think abundance is already here. We just had this wall up that we're working by releasing all these triggers we've had with thank you to his father for transitioning, because we're going through a lot of them fast. And I ended up writing my next article when I was on the patio with the little black squirrels about life is like a playground, like an amusement park. Like, oh my God, Source designed planet Earth for us to have these huge contrasts. We can be exhilarated, we can be fearful, we can be scared, we can be cautious, we can be overjoyed when we get through it and we come out the other side of that roller coaster ride unscathed. And what do? We turn right around. Let's go have some fun again. And you go back to Earth. Like, I mean, that was a quick scenario.
What were we
of like,
thinking?
yeah, I know. What? Because there were times when I was thinking, I'm never coming back here when we were going through these last few weeks. And then I go, okay, all right, it's just a playground. We're just going through the big, huge roller coaster ride and having our own awarenesses that we will probably want to come back and have some more fun and then be able to bring that knowledgeable energy, that wisdom that we've acquired. And we are acquiring, we're all acquiring to the next body that we inhabit, to share with those that are struggling then, as I want to share with right now for my remaining years, those who are struggling now. All right, I'll stop talking.
Yeah, somebody needs a podcast.
Yeah, maybe. I have a girlfriend who wants to do a podcast with me. She did. We're still on hold because she wants to grow some more. She's only 35. I'm 79. So I'm thinking, okay, out with it. No, in with the in with the old. Let's talk about it. It's not out with the old.
Have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Yasmin, if you want to go ahead and share, and then we'll get into our telepathic meditation.
Yes. Okay. Thank you all. I mean, it's so nice to see you again. I wasn't here last time, and it was good to hear you all share. And Kevin, sorry for your loss, and congratulations for your gain, like you said.
Thank you.
And yes, it all was so powerful, everything you all said. And I want to comment on the meditation first. Melissa, thank you for that. I think the guy named Scott
Degenhardt. Yeah.
Yes, I think he was talking the last time when I was here in the call. He was commenting on my comment about foxes. I remember that. And then he went away before the call ended. But since then, I have had a lot of foxes. We have city foxes here in Helsinki, and they roam, like sometimes they roam in the middle of the city where people are. And I love foxes, and I have foxes really near here. And my fox, the main fox that I remember, I was I did a small kind of like hiking but sleepover in the city forest with my hammock. And when I woke up, I saw a fox like really nearby me. I think he had been smelling me all night, like under and everything. What is this? This weird. There must be a human there somewhere. And when I started to pack my things, the fox made a full circle. He just went like 1 meter, 2 meters, and around me and stayed there. And since then, also doing my shamanic work, I somehow feel that he or she had something to tell me, at least like being close to me and, really just looking at me like, what are you? I tried to talk to him or her that time, and they didn't run away. They were just there. And I think that was the beginning of my fox journey. So in this meditation, the same fox came to me, and I'm not going to share what they told me because that was something personal and surprising. But since then, when Scott talked about foxes, I started to encounter them more.
Yep, that's synchronicity is now kicking in.
Synchronicity and foxes are like super duper playful, and I really love them. And And also, I want to use time to report back about the telepathy course that Kevin, you said to me that, report back when you've done. And now I happily can inform that I've had 2 sets of 2-day courses. And the progress in those courses were from playfulness, no, from um, group coherence and um, certain kind of really playful and calm and restful and secure field building. After that, playful telepathic work with mind side, the eyeless side, and um, towards the telepathic practices where people are sending things to each other. And in the group, we're hiding something and people are seeking them. And two people at the end of the course, people were with 90% accuracy sending something to them without any instructions what they will send to each other. But they were sending fruits with 90% accuracy with the group coherence. And what I want to say that these are really nice things, are really nice tricks. And my community, the Mindside practice community, there is a person here also from the practice community. She's super amazing, but I'm not gonna out her if she doesn't do it herself. But that's amazing community. And there I found out that that is the key part for me to teaching telepathy, like telepathic practices, because that's true play. And I want to refer to Suzanne's um, um, you were talking about the playfulness, and I wrote down that like authenticity and creating internal happiness and accepting one is entitled to one's happiness. Those are the key parts of mindsight practice and the telepathic practice. Like you have to accept that you are loved and you are entitled to that love from yourself to yourself, and through that you will play. Because without that acceptance, we don't have access to play. Actually, we're just in shame or whatever we have. So that was really, really nice to hear that you have gone that long journey to that. And all the things that happen in the field, um, all the knowing can happen even better when we have that acceptance and we are holding our own love and our own play within us. So
Wow.
yeah, I think the
That's a
foxes
lot.
and the play go well together with this as well. And what I want to say, one more thing, that what I was guided to teach when I was guided to teach telepathy, it's not really the tricks and things. It's more of the energetics of telepathic
Yes, it's the
work,
foundational work. Right.
foundational work, and
Yes.
how people get to go into their own neutral without before going into excitement first, for example. And I was contacted with the um, after the first time I met you, Kevin, in the call that was hosted by Casey Carter. I was contacted with the guy, I mean, in the field, 17-year-old guy named Damian. He is from England, from his words, and he said he's paraplegic. I had to check the word because English is not my native language, so not my first language. But and he started to pull me to the field more often, and I was pulled before the first course. I was pulled there to their circle, and they were teaching me also how to stay in the circle, how to stay in the field that they can talk to us and communicate better. And I was pulled to the ring with the people, and they told me that they are actually teaching and talking about how we, who are not natives in telepathic communication, how do we learn and teach telepathic work to ourselves. And they said that, you know, we know about your work and we know about everybody's work that do these things. And they were so happy that there were teens and there were people. They said, we are waiting for you. We're waiting for you to
Yes.
communicate. And I after that I started to kind of I felt that they made, I think the word that we are breachers because we have body. I was also told that we have to expand our body capacity because they cannot be in their bodies. So when we are expanding our telepathic field abilities, we also have to be more in our bodies and exercise or practice or do something new with our bodies. So we expand the capacity of our body to hold the telepathic field and hold the space for them because they are also in need of a body, like bodily
Yes, exactly. That's one of the biggest things that got me on this journey myself a year ago
Yeah.
when I came across this community and the telepathic non-speakers. It's that they've come in, so many of them, where their attention is beyond their bodies and more non-physical. That's why they can all telepathically talk with each other. But they have a limitation with some of them with their fine motor skills, with being in their body. They don't bring their attention down into the body, and there's some disconnection where we're the opposite. We spend too much time in our heads, I should say, and we don't open up to the body, which opens up the full connection. So there's sort of this coming together, which I believe is the biggest point of them coming in, is it helps us expand and connect, as you say, open the channel to allow more energy to flow through us, which is about letting go of resistance and fear and so forth. And at the same time, helping them to come into their bodies to have a more physically full expressed experience, right? Being telepathic, but being in a physical form, when now you have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
That's brilliant. You articulated it so well, and I
I was
love
just
that
going to
you
say,
yeah.
English might be your second language or maybe more, but you said that so well in two little short sentences. I thought, oh, wow, fantastic.
Yeah, I never would have known.
Okay, thank you. Finnish is my first language. Mä puhun suomea ja mä luulen, että Anneli ehkä ymmärtää mua vähän ehkä. Anneli, you're my neighbor. Like
Oh,
we're in Sweden.
wow, fun.
We have solstice here, so sun doesn't go down right now.
And actually, yeah, exactly. And actually, my mother is from Helsinki. She was born in
Wow!
Helsinki. Yes.
Wow!
So we're closer than neighbors.
Exactly. Yes.
She was from Kauniainen.
Okay, Kauniainen. So really nearby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
Nice
maybe there'll be a party at Annalie's new farm.
Yes, please come, everybody. That would be so much fun.
I think it's going to happen. Certainly feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that would be so
All right.
nice.
Thanks, everybody. Let's see if we can make use of this exciting energy and maybe go a little deeper even still within ourselves and see what communication, what messages, what feelings. You might not get a message, but you might get a sense, like what I tend to do. Whatever you do is perfect. All right, so there's nothing you need to do other than just chill out, relax, milk that energy that's flowing all around us right now. You can close your eyes if you want to, settle in, relax, and take a deep breath in. And exhale, kind of breathing out any residual slight negativity that's around. Feeling that pure positive energy on the next breath in. Filling the body, breathing it out. And as we find our natural breathing rhythm, we just let the breath kind of take over. Let the thoughts go. Come back into the now moments. Thoughts will always try to get our attention and pull us out of the now moment, but we can just observe them and thank them for the work they do and let them go and not follow. Just coming back to now. Slow, deep, gentle breathing. And we allow ourselves to open up to whatever connections are present, animal consciousness, non-physical, spiritual team, past loved ones, non-speakers on the hill. Let them in and see where we go. And my voice will come back in a few minutes. So enjoy the peace. Right. No rush, but whenever you're ready, come on back into your body. Thank the beings that you've been communicating with and let them know you'll see them again soon or feel them. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back into your body. And if you had any big awarenesses that you want to write down or you want to put it in the chat, go ahead and do that. I had a few myself. Immediately closed my eyes and I heard my dad say, "Good job," which he didn't always tend to do that. He wasn't really that present in the stuff that I was doing. So it was nice to hear. And interestingly, I opened up a conversation with Scott myself. Just he's saying good job, that he was traveling and but should be on the next call. He's having a lot of fun right now. It's one of the things I admire about Scott. Nothing really keeps him down. He just goes where he wants to be the most use and have the most fun. And I had some other energies drop in, but nothing significant. Verena, what was your experience?
I still was like felt the connection to Gaia and the eagle, and they were both kind of saying the same things in different ways, which was very interesting because Gaia was showing me the roots, like the mycelium network, and how we can also, like, when we put our energetic roots in the earth, we can reach each other and connect to each other and see where it tickles. And like kind of this idea of like, like this is where we send, like, yeah, like we can connect to other people through our eyes, we can connect to other people through our hearts, but we can also like use this kind of network and see where we come together with someone energetically and it starts to tickle to see that, and then we can look up basically from there to see who's this flower, who's this and to see what is there, because that will give us a different kind of connection than the one that we would maybe go after with our eyes.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Wow, that's a totally different way of looking at it. Connection.
And then the eagle was saying the same thing, like, go around, look around, like, see where your interest takes you, see, like, it felt about, like, very much about this energy of connection. And I always do a card reading each week, and I recorded the card reading for the next week today. And the main topic for the next week energetically is new beginning and self-respect. And which is kind of the same energy of like how, like, we're all equal representations of the same divine spark. And how can I, yeah, like, where, if I want to start something new, if I want to open up to reaching out to other people in a like more self-respectful kind of way, in an equal way, in a like, and then you have these methods of like following your roots to see where it tickles, and to like go out and see from an eagle's perspective of like, where does my interest take me? So that was the message that I got and wanted to share.
That's a great message for all of us, particularly those who are maybe feeling a little bit alone. Just a reminder that we have the connections and it's just a matter of opening up.
Yeah, and then all the fairies came in as well. I'm really
wow,
happy, and like lighten up, and then the unicorn came, but it was like it's like this energy of like just get out of like just be happy, really, like also what the gorilla and everyone was saying, like this get into this playful energy of like
wow,
and then use your senses to find each other and to connect and to do things together.
Wow. Yeah, I'll tell you that what you just said at the end really resonated with me. Particularly the fairies thing. I've never connected with fairy energy, although I know a number of people who have. And yet I've had several experiences. First on our video camera in the backyard, the security camera, which has captured several different things that don't seem to be explainable by, like, there's not the movement of an orb around that's comes up to the camera and then moves off into the screen or whatever. I posted one of those a while back, I had an experience just last week where I was up in the middle of the night, which I am often, but I usually don't get out of bed. And it was warm. I was compelled to go downstairs and out in the backyard. I just kind of wandered around, just feeling the energy. It's pretty warm and, clear sky and all that. And I sat down, and we have a table outside, and just sat in a chair, kind of looking out the backyard. And there's a fence out there. And something out of the corner of my eye just flickered for a second and went away. And mind you, this is like 3:30 in the morning. And I kind of looked over, and I saw another flicker, and it was kind of moving. It was dark. There was no movement, but then it would show up further down the fence line, like 8 feet or something, a little bit higher. And it did that like 6 times. And I'm watching this thing and it wasn't like, we have lightning bugs, fireflies also, but it's not their season. And they come on and off slowly. This was like somebody flashing a very tiny light, and it was gone. And I have never experienced that before. And in channeling session with Melissa the following week, I said, yeah, guess what? There's fairies trying to get your attention, trying to get you to chill out and relax and open up to a new level of energy that I'm kind of closed off to. And supposedly they live under a plant, plants and, gnomes, fairies and all that, and plants, and hostas in particular is a kind of plant. Well, that was the corner of the backyard where all the hostas were planted, where that light originated from. So what you just said is like, I'm getting that kind of synchronistic confirmation.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that, Verena. Thank you for sharing. That made my day. And Robert, what was your experience on the call? On the meditation, excuse me.
Well, I'd say my biggest experience was listening to Yasmin.
Tell me about that.
So. And at least these two little expressions come to me today, and I wrote them down. And I mean, everybody uses these expressions. And but I found both were positive, because the first expression is what if, just simply what if. And that got me thinking about telepathic communication, because I haven't really given that the chance it deserves. And listening to Yasmin, I'm going to do all kinds of meditations on that. I'm going to be talking to as many people as I can on the subject, just to bubble it up. And I saw what if as like the creative aspect of everybody, myself, obviously, and using imagination. What if is imagination? And so, and I said to myself, the other end of it is it never has to stop, because at the end of what if is not yet. Have you done it yet? Not yet, because it keeps going. You don't give up, because, whatever the methods were or the manner in which you sought it, I found the whole thing today extremely positive. Everything was so positive. And so I said, how can I get into that positive? And then when Yasmin was speaking, I said, my goodness. Thank you.
Mind blowing. Yeah. Thank you, Robert. You really summarized this. Like, this is why we keep doing these calls. Suzanne and I have been doing different kinds of calls for a long time, because it's not because we need an audience. It's because we want to be around people like you who inspire us to be more, do more, feel more. And that, what you just said, Robert, just like, to me, you just put words in my mouth about what I've enjoyed about this call the most. Yasmin, and then everyone else is sharing, and just your presence, being here. We sometimes discount the value of the energy in someone just being present, being in alignment themselves, and being in your space. There's such power in presence, such safety, such support. So I think that's a great place to wrap the call up here, guys. Unless anybody has something else, I think we've hit all our marks and then created new ones at the same time. Oh, well, that's what I needed. This is going to help us, I know, both Suzanne and me, get through the next upcoming weeks as we try to wrap this whole experience up with my dad's estate, and then get back to self-expression and self-fun and playing with all you guys at an even deeper level. So I'll post a recording here in another day or so for those who want to review, or hopefully some people will pick it up. But in the meantime, thanks again for bringing your wonderful energy. Namaste to everybody. We love you so much. And thanks for being yourself and doing what you're doing, being here, present in the world. You have no idea how big a difference you guys make. And thanks again. We'll see you hopefully next time. Have a great weekend. Bye for now,
Thank
guys.
you. Thanks.